Good morning, guys, and welcome to Thursday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well. Another excellent day from Royal Ascot today. Of course, it's day 3 of the 5-day meeting, and this is where we see the highlights for many people, and that is the Gold Cup take place. It's over a mammoth distance in terms of flat racing, over 2 miles and 4 furlongs, so 2.5 miles. It's a test for real stayers. There's no doubt about that. We're going to have some sort of good. I think it's good to firm, good in places. It'll be on the round course there, so perhaps not the ultimate staying test if it was, on some soft ground, but no doubt it's going to take a horse that really wants to win to do just that. And there's lots of questions to ask, just how good is Leading Light? I mean, being backed as though it can't lose at the moment, I think an 11 to 10 shot. But is Brown Panther a good enough horse? Is Tacta Boistron as effective over this trip and on some better ground? And can last year's winner Estimates do it first time out this year? Of course, we haven't seen Estimate yet, but there's plenty of good signs coming from Sir Michael Stout's yard about the reigning champion. Going to be a really fascinating Gold Cup. I actually think it's a little bit more interesting than last year's. I think in terms of quality, it's better, especially when you have the current holder of the races is sort of 10 to 1 shot or something like that. It does show you that it's surely a really strong race. So that's the feature for today, but lots more taking place from Ascot. Some really good Group 2 and Group 3 races as well. Really looks to be a good day. Looking forward to it, and I'm sure you are too. Hopefully we can have a profitable one. We've sort of done well at Royal Ascot the last couple of days. Hopefully we can do that again today, and also as well as that, we can turn this premium tip form around and stop the premium tip and next best bet coming in second place. But I'm feeling good about today's. It's probably the most confident I've been about them all week. I felt good about them all week, but it just hasn't happened. But today, feeling really good that we can have that premium tip and next best bet double like we did last Thursday. And yeah, really looking forward to the day ahead. If you've got any questions at all about any of today's tips or any of the races that we haven't covered, then that's absolutely fine. Please do feel free to get in touch. You can join in the Q&A session here, or you can give me an email, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk, or you can get in touch via the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. So plenty of ways for you to get in touch, and please do feel free to do just that. So not only are we racing from Royal Ascot today, of course, that takes centre stage, but there's also some action from Ripon, from Southwell, then we're at Leopardstown, and then this evening it's at Lingfield, Leicester and for Fosslas. So should be a really good day, certainly a busy one, and looking forward to it. But we'll start off as ever by looking at today's premium tip, and that goes in the 7.25 at Lingfield on the all-weather. And our tip here is a Sonnetation, currently a 9 to 4 shot, and that's being backed in from 3 to 1. It was at 3 to 1 this morning, being back to 9 to 4. So really is plenty of money coming for this horse, and that's always a good sign, of course. Does actually have a course and distance victory to his name, which is always vital, and was 5th on seasonal reappearance, and then followed that up with a 2nd over this course and distance last time out. So it seems to be improving, and probably just needed that run first time out, maybe even needed it again last time out, but a decent performance, and I think should be able to go one better today. As I said, polytrack form can be vital, and this horse certainly has that. Should take all the beating in what looks to be a fairly poor race, to be honest. I think it looks to be quite an average race, and Sonnetation is the standout for me. That 9 to 4 is disappearing fast, by the way. There's only 2 or 3 bookmakers still have that up. They're all going 2 to 1, and that'll be fairly soon. So if you haven't got this bet on yet, you'll be disappointed you didn't get the 3 to 1 in the morning, but do get on it as soon as possible. I think you can still get it. Bet 365, Paddy Power and Stan James are still offering you 9 to 4. So yeah, I think this horse will take all the beating today. Actually, doesn't look to be the strongest race, as I said, and it'll be the ideal chance for Sonnetation to get off the mark for the season and improve. I think the horse will be going on to compete in some much better races than this season. And I think even though he's top weight in this, I think that is purely because he's the best horse. Has Pat Cosgrove on board, who I think is a good jockey, and yeah, looks to be the one to beat. That's the premium tip for today. Our next best bets today, that goes in the 3.05 at Ascot, and so that's race number 2 from Royal Ascot there today. And our tip here is Cannock Chase, currently a 2 to 1 shot, and that's from 9 to 4 this morning. So also being backed a little bit this morning. There's Cannock's Chase. Runs for trainer Sir Michael Stout, who had a really good winner in the shape of Integral yesterday, who we tipped up at 3-1, which was good. And also has Ryan Moore on board, who is, probably the jockey you always want on a horse. Him or Richard Hughes for me round Ascot, I think, takes some beating. As this horse has actually won his last two as well, which is, I think, a really good sign. So comes here in good form. One of those races was on good to firm ground over the distance of a mile, and then did it over this distance of 1 mile and 2 furlongs, which is, and that was on soft ground. So for me, that sort of ticks a lot of boxes. It shows that the horse is more than capable of doing it on some good to firm ground, but then he's also got that. So he's got that speed, doing it over a shorter distance on quicker ground. But he's also got that stamina to do it over 1 mile and 2 on some soft ground. So today, 1 mile, 2 furlongs on some good to firm, some quick ground, I think will play right into this horse's hands. I think he's got both the speed and then the stamina, and will stay on fairly strongly. And yeah, ticks a lot of boxes for me. It was very close to being a premium tip, but then I just sided with the value on Sonnotation. Couldn't really split the two of them. Looks to be the one to beat, I think, in this one. Should have enough. It looks to be a really progressive horse. I think we'll see another improvement from Cannock Chase, and that's reflecting in the market because it's sort of 2-1 on Cannock Chase. Then it's 11-2. The rest of the field, you've got 11-2, 13-2, 8-1, 10-1, 10-1. So, quite wide open in terms of the places, but there's clearly, this is the one that the market fancies, and I think Cannock Chase looks to be a really good next best bet of the day for today. Right, so they're the premium tip and the next best bet. We then have two other horses which you can either make into a lucky 15 if you'd like. If not, then you can just back them as singles and have them as 1 point win only single bets. And these two are Colour Catcher, and that goes in the Colour Catcher goes in the 550 at Lingfield, and that's currently at even money. That's from 6-5 this morning, so being backed as well. And then it's 7 Lucky 7, and this horse also at 9-4 right now, and that's in the 6 o'clock at Leicester, currently at 9-4. That's again back from 3-1. So some really good signs considering we put up the tips, sort of 2-3 hours ago now. And all of them have been backed, which is always a good sign. And I know, obviously, a lot of that is to do with FRT members betting on them. There's a lot of us around, but I don't think we're the only ones backing it, and that seems to be a good sign. The market certainly in favour of our tips, and hopefully we found some really good overpriced horses this morning, and they'll go off and win at much shorter odds. That's really the ideal. That's when you can really take the bookies to the cleaners. So there are 4 horses for today, and yeah, really hoping we can have a few winners there like we did last Thursday. I think we hit 3 from 3 last Thursday, so let's hit 4 from 4 and have a memorable day today, taking us into the weekend. So they're the official tips today, and as always, as I've done all week, I'll now go through any other fancies that I have at Ascot. As you know, I'm already on Cannock Chase as the next best bet in the 305 there, but it is the Gold Cup today, and that's the 425 at Ascot. And as I mentioned earlier, Leading Light is all the rage here, currently an 11-10 shot. I'd say being backed as if the horse can't lose, and perhaps he can't, but I haven't really been with Leading Light for much of the anti-post, and certainly at 11-10 I don't really fancy him. I think maybe he might go on to win, but for me, Brown Panther is the one I've been with all the time, and I've seen nothing to change my mind. Brown Panther is actually our little earner today as well. That's a 15-2 shot on Brown Panther. Now, this horse's last 2 wins could barely have been more impressive. Winning at Chester, beating Hillstar, and then winning at Sandown last time out. He'll give absolutely everything today. I think he's got a massive heart, this horse, and will run himself into the ground. It's some quicker ground, and he's one on good to firm over kind of 1 mile 3, I think it was, and this is a 2 mile 4 furlong race. This is an absolute mammoth staying test, but I think this horse will stay and stay all day, and actually I think perhaps the better ground might actually suit him over this longer distance. I think Tom Dascombe's a great trainer. I think Richard Kingscote will get the horse settled early on, and yeah, I think he'll give the horse an excellent ride. He knows it better than anyone else. And I just think at 15-2, you're looking at some great each-way odds there on Brown Panther. If you back, the thing is, if you back Brown Panther, you're going to get quarter the odds at 15-2. And I'll just check. I don't think bookmakers are paying. I think it is still just 3 places they are paying. Yeah, three places and quarter the odds You can get that 15-2 still available with Sporting Bet and 888 Sport. It's 7-1. The rest of them are going, but yeah, if Brown Panther places, that's then technically your odds could work out better than the even money that's being offered, or even it's 10-11 now on leading lights, and I'd certainly think the values with Brown Panther here. If he places, it's almost better than if you back leading light for the win at the odds, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully we can have a really good day there. Hopefully Brown Panther can do the business in the Gold Cup. I think he's a great each way bet there on Brown Panther. Of course, leading light's the one to be. Estimate is also, a really strong horse. It's currently at 11-1, and some might like the value on that. But first time out over this distance of 2 mile 4 furlongs, I think Estimate. She had a prep race last time out. She hasn't had that this one, and I just wonder whether it might be a bit too much of an ask. Then also Tactic Boystron, I think his best performances have come on soft ground. Will he enjoy this? I think he's a classy horse, but I'd like the ground a little bit softer and maybe a few showers before I was backing Tactic Boystron at 12-1. But could be a really good bet, who knows? But for me, it's Panther in the Gold Cup. What are your thoughts? Do let me know. Right, 2 other races for me to look at Ascot today. We've tipped up ones in 2 of them, but another couple I like the look of. Well, in the 230, it's not really an obvious choice, but I can't see past the Great War. I think it was at 5-4 last night. Now at 10-11, the best price you can get. 10-11 with most bookies, and perhaps this is why maybe stick in a double, or if you're putting it in multiples just to enhance the odds. But I really can't see past the Great War at 10-11. Has won 2 races at absolute ease, hasn't really come off the bridle in those. I think there's a lot more to come from this horse, and should do this fairly comfortably, you would think. Best of the rest in terms of some value. I mean, we picked out some value yesterday with the Fugue, didn't we? I did mention yesterday that I thought the Fugue was the each way alternative to Trev, and that was certainly the case. The Fugue went in at 9-1, so hopefully plenty of you were on that. Was backed as well, the Fugue, wasn't it, to about 11-2. But yeah, just have a look at an angle from this race, and I would actually be with a Betha Alga in this one at 8-1 each way. I think that's a decent looking bet. One's last 2 is in good form. Runs for Richard Hannon, has Frankie Dettori on board. I think Frankie Dettori is going to be hungry for success after that disappointment with Trev yesterday, and I think we'll be able to go close and should run into a place, and looks the best of the rest behind the Great War, who I said might be really, really tough to stop here, and that could be a really big odds or really good odds forecast there on the Great War and Betha Alga. But yeah, that's what I think will run well in that 230, the first race, which is the Norfolk Stakes, isn't it? Yeah. Final one to look at is the 345, and for me, I'm against the favourite here. The favourite is another one being backed really well, and that's Vasaria. But for me, I'm with Inchilia. Inchilia at 6-1 right now. You can get on this horse, and this horse was actually 4th in the Oaks last time out, and that could prove to be really good form. I think the likes of Tagruda looks to be a really, really classy horse, and 4th behind her is no disgrace whatsoever. That was, of course, the Oaks, that was a classic race. This is a Group 2 race, so should be not quite as much quality in this one, you would say. I think some of these horses are at their best on a soft surface, or that's what they've proved anyway. And I think this horse ran well in Chile on some good ground last time out. It's good to firm, good in places, as I said, but I don't think that'll be a problem. I think that'll be conditions that this horse actually enjoys. This filly should enjoy that, and yeah, this 1 mile and 4 furlong trip should actually suit. Ran over it last time out, and now has the experience and probably the stamina as well over 1 mile 4, which some of these don't have, and some of them might need a little bit of a run and almost be a bit confused by why they're going so far. But I don't think that would be the correct case for Inchilia. She knows now all about running over 1.5 miles, and for me, looks a great bet there at 6-1, and could be one to include. It may be like an each way multiple if you're doing one of them, but as a single, I'd probably just go win only on this one. But you are still getting quarter of the odds, so it could be 6-1 at quarter of the odds does make it each way value rather than 1/5 of the odds. I think that does make a big difference when you go to shorter prices, but that's what I'm with in that one at Royal Ascot. Inchilia at 6-1 in the 345. So they're my fantasies for Ascot are probably in terms of the 5 o'clock and the 5:25, a couple of big handicaps. I believe we're looking at there. Yeah, a couple of big handicaps that are really hard to solve. I mean, you're getting 5 places in the 5 o'clock race there, and how many runners have we got in that one? Just taking like 30 runners in that, so it's almost impossible. It's 10-1 the field. Might share a couple of thoughts with that on the Facebook group a little bit later on today, but to be honest, not too much I'm really keen on in that from a betting point of view. And it's similar. Another big handicap in the 5:35. Another big field, not as big. We're looking at just 19 or 18 runners or so, and yeah, might share my thoughts with that on the Facebook group. But in terms of what I fancy at Ascot today, they're the ones, and hopefully they do the business, but mainly along with a premium tip and the next best bet. That's just about it for today's video. Been a busy one, but if you've got any questions throughout the day, do feel free to get in touch and let me know them. And if you've just got any thoughts or any general racing queries, do feel free to get in touch. No problem whatsoever. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But thanks for watching today's video. There'll be one again tomorrow at 11 a.m. once again. Can't believe we're nearly halfway through Royal Ascot. It's been a fantastic meeting so far. I still think we've seen some outstanding performances and ones that will live long in the memory. Let's hope we have more of the same today. Make sure you see the Gold Cup. It's going to be a cracker, I think. So yeah, thank you all for watching today's video, and I'll speak to you all a little bit later on. Thanks, and bye-bye.